Good morning, folks. So this is Victoria. This is the little shopping area of it. The station's just down there, but anyway. So I've been to the station and I was checking out because I need to find out exactly, because I couldn't remember off the top of my head anyway, what station I need to get to what's the best station from London to Salisbury. Turns out it's Waterloo. There's interesting. Anyway, Waterloo, and the fare is going to be about 42 quid. That's there and back. So now the thing is that, I mean, technically, essentially, I could do that. I could, you know, it's whether I really can afford it. Oh, great, we're going in the dark here. It's whether I can afford it or not. I mean, like I say, I could do it. I've just drawn out £150. The 50 quid could cover the train fare, easy enough, I guess. But of course, then I've got to think about the rest of the week and so on. But I mean, I suppose it's doable. It is doable. It's just a big chunk of money at the end of the day. But I guess, again, if I look at it like I have done before with some of the other things I've done in recent years, like, you know, some of the tourist stuff and whatever, you know, like London Bridge and, you know, what's it called again? HMS Belfast and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Why is this so dark here? Why is it so dark? That's better. Looking at the light is terrible, man. You know, and I was thinking to myself, when I was doing those things, you know, okay, compared to travelling down to Salisbury, it's not, like, you know, in comparison, they're not as expensive, but still, do you know what I mean? But the way I looked at it, I thought, like, you know, it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's like, I'll probably never do it again, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So might as well go for it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm still a little bit unsure, but overall I think, yeah, I'm going to go for it. And this definitely will be sort of more like a once in a lifetime thing, really, because, you know, unless, like, money-wise my circumstances dramatically changes and I end up with loads and loads of money or whatever, then maybe I'll go and do it a bit more. But otherwise, this is definitely once in a lifetime thing, and since how I've kind of got the opportunity to do so, and it's in my mind, and I might as well just go for it. And it's not like, you know, afterwards I'm going to be like severely struggling or whatever, and starting blah blah blah. I'll be reasonably okay, essentially, in terms of money. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. There's something else I was going to say then, again, as usual, it's gone right out of my head. But yeah, there was something else related to what I was just talking about, and for some reason, yeah, I guess also the thing is, once I get to Salisbury, you know, I might get some nice videos in Salisbury, because this is a nice little place. But then, of course, I've got to travel from Salisbury to the Stones, and I'm not 100% certain how much that will be. I don't think it'll be as expensive as getting the train in the first place, but, you know, I mean, I know they've got the tour buses that go from Salisbury and stuff like that, and then, like I said, once you get to the Stones, from what I've read online, basically you don't have to bother with the visitor centre thing. You can just walk to the Stones from the car park. So I've read online. So let's just hope that still holds true. Because of course then, like I said, it's the expense of getting from Salisbury to the Stones, and then presumably, unless some sort of tour thing is included in the price of the visitor centre, then
Victoria Station?
Yes, mate, just carry on straight through, just walk all the way through. So, you know, I don't know. yeah, but anyway, I think I'm going to go for it. And yeah, fingers crossed that on Saturday, sometime Saturday, I'm not sure. Obviously, you know me, I like to do things early, so I'm going to go as early as I possibly can. I'm not sure what time the site actually opens, but go early anyway, and then make a complete day of it. You know what I mean? So, right, okay. So that's basically it for the time being. We're gonna have a little wander, but it is raining out there, and it is windy, and it's a horrible, miserable day as usual. So God knows what we'll get to film, if anything, outside. But for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks. So yes, I decided to come to Batterseas today. We're not too far from work, you see, so this is the model of it, what it's going to look like when it's finished. Pretty cool, man. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought I'd come here and have a little look. See, that's how the power station used to look, because it was built in two sections, and I think I can't remember how many years apart it was, but I'm going to say 10 off the top of my head, but it might not be that. Yeah, it was built in two sections, and that's why now we end up with 4 chimneys and not 2. Interesting, huh? You think it was all built at the same time? Look at these guys, like, eating their butties on the scaffolding, well, or even on the steel beams. God blimey, that's a job and a half, eh? Got to head for heights working on that, eh? And then of course there it is when it's got its 4 chimneys. Wow, amazing. And there's the Pink Floyd thing, not the pig flying above. But yeah, and look, I don't suspect this is a genuine original. I don't think so, anyway, by looking at it, but I don't know, maybe. But look, it's like a control panel of where the power, the power station control room, I guess. Whatever. Look at that switch. Look at the size of that thing. Holy moly! That's a big flipping switch, man. Wow, look. Live off. So at the moment it's live. Oh, that is so cool, man. Look. Close trip. Wow. Like I say, I imagine this is just sort of like some sort of mock-up. There may be some original features in it, I imagine, possibly. I mean, some of those dials and things look like they might have been original. But, like I say, obviously I don't know for certain. Look, megawatts, amperes, what? I don't know how you pronounce that. Volts, kilovolts, wow. Holy moly, man. But yeah, that's so cool. I can't get over the size of that switch though, man. Looks like it'd take 2 of you just to throw that switch, doesn't it? I mean, it's like, that's a big chunky piece of metal, man. Oh my god. Look, I presume that's, yeah, it's a turbine. Wow, that's one of the turbines. Awesome, man. Oh, it's a model, yeah. So a model of one of the panels from the power station. Workers in the control room monitored everything that went on in the power station and controlled the steady flow of electricity from huge turbines to London, including Buckingham Palace. Surges of electricity could lead to power cuts or fires. Working here was a huge responsibility. Well, I can imagine so, and I imagine it's, even today, working at any power station is a big responsibility. Just ask Homer Simpson. No, hang on. Yeah, it is Homer, isn't it? Yeah. Just ask Homer Simpson. Oh dear, look. Oh wow, look. See, that's what look at that Art Deco as well, look. I mean, flipping it, man. It's just a power station, yet when they built these things, man, back in the day, look at that. That's so cool. Wow. It's like, man, that's pretty awesome. Look at this. Banks of switches here, man. Wow. and lots of more meters and stuff. Wow. Pretty awesome, man. Whoa. Look, and this is like a little video of, I guess, the progression of the, what's the name, what it's going to be like. Right, go and see how it's progressing. I don't think, basically, that's why I've left it so long. I was going to leave it a bit longer, to be honest, because I suspect it hasn't changed a vast amount since we were last here. Do you know what I mean? I doubt it very much. You know, because it's a massive project. I'm not sure when they're going to finish, to be quite honest. I'm sure there's an end date, but I have no idea what it is. Look, sort of little diagram of a basic diagram of the sort of basic principles of how it worked. So, interesting. Oh, there we go. The power station couldn't run without coal. Well, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's really interesting actually. There's a real contradiction here in terms of the chimneys, because the chimneys originally were, from what I understand, were, I think, listed. They're like grade 2 listed, which means they can't be touched. But from what I understand and what I've checked out online, they actually had to literally demolish the chimneys and then rebuild them, essentially, because apparently, from what they were saying, is that like they were just kind of too far gone, even just to try and patch up and repair or whatever. And you see, there's videos online where you actually see them with this machine that wrapped around the chimneys, and slowly but surely it just like hammered them into dust, essentially, and slowly went progressively down, and then it got replaced, essentially. But so you think to yourself, well, hang on, you know, it's supposed to be a grade 2 listed, or at least it was listed, you know what I mean? That's definitely, I'm pretty sure of that. And then, like, you know, they go and destroy them and then replace them. So how does that work exactly? It's just fascinating. So it's sort of contradiction in terms, isn't it, really? Anyway, hi ho. Yeah, I don't know if we can go in this one. I don't know if it's open, but yeah, look, you see some photographs of what some of the buildings will look like once they're finished. There's some amazing buildings that they're gonna. I can't find any pictures of the ones I wanted to show you. Well, in fact, there's one, and it's just like really weird the way it's built. In fact, you probably could maybe see it up through there. I'm not sure how well you can see it on there. I've got the screen turned away from me at the moment, but yeah, if I can find another picture of it somewhere, I'll show you guys. And it's like the most weirdest looking building. It looks fantastic and amazing. Instead of just you know, either round or oblong box. Right. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid the wind as much as possible, and it's not raining. Well, so it's more spitting than anything. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. So for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay, folks. So I'm trying to avoid the wind as much as possible. It's proving rather difficult, so I'm trying to film as much as I can. At the moment it's died down a little bit, but well, I love all this. You know, they're using the archways now as like new businesses, new shops and restaurants, and what have you. I was standing just over there where that purple light is, if you can see it. So I'm going to come down this way. Like I say, I'm trying to avoid the wind. It's so windy and wet at the moment. But I'm kind of walking underneath this thing, so it's affording a little bit of protection. But you've got all these new shops, let's say bars, restaurants, and so on. You know, it's like they're creating a whole new town I mean, I think they're calling this Battersea Village. So, I mean, it's pretty exciting and pretty awesome, man. Do you know, like I say though, it does make me think, and I always keep thinking this, because like I've said before, one of the things about this country, that to my understanding anyway, and like I say, I might be wrong, you know what I mean, I'm no expert, I'm just going by information that I've gathered over time, and information that like could either be incorrect or could be right, but from my understanding, like when the building industry in this country is really, really healthy and there's like massive projects going on all over London, do you know what I mean? That's usually a good sign of a healthy economy for this country, generally speaking. I mean, obviously that isn't the only factor, but it's a good indicator from what I understand. Now, like I say, my understanding might be incorrect, but I believe that is part of the sign of a healthy economy in this country is when the building industry is flourishing, essentially. And you know, you look at all these building projects and you think to yourself, flipping heck, you know, it's like the economy must be doing really, really well, but you know, the likes of people like me and the rest of the and you know, they only seem to be benefiting a certain few, essentially, is what I'm saying. So, you know, so sometimes I can't help but think of it in that way. Do you know what I mean? But still, it's exciting and it's interesting, and you know, right. Anyway, the wind's picking up again, so just for the time being, catch you guys momentarily. Bye for now. So here we are, folks. We'll check the front of the building out shortly, but look at that glass bit that they put on the top there. Kind of reminds me of a bit of Tate Modern a little bit with its glass top, because of course Tate Modern was also a power station at one point. Yeah, interesting, and it's got a similar sort of top to it. And look, they've got new windows in, so yeah. So can't speak. Slowly but surely they're weatherproofing it, obviously, so that, you know, I love this little street as well. This is like, you create this whole brand new little street with these little shops on it, like, you know, it's freaking cool, man. It's really cool. So yeah, okay, so right, I guess I better get off the road, actually. I think there was a car behind me, I think. I swore I saw headlights as I was looking round. In fact, I can see headlights. There is headlights behind me. I can't see it quite in the screen though. It's too far back to be able to see it properly. Yeah, so we'll go and check out this side, see how it's progressing on this side, and then we'll go around the front, and then we'll see what we see. So for the time being, I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. And here we are, and we've got the windows in on this side now, I know by the look of it. Oh, it's a bit difficult to tell with all the scaffolding and cranes in the way. But yeah, those chimneys, like I said, they are actually now not the original, they are brand spanking new. From what I saw online, and you can Google it, you can check it out on YouTube. We'll go back this way now. You can check it out on YouTube. I'm trying to, like I said, it's not too bad at the minute, surprisingly, considering we're in a fairly open area. There's not a lot of wind right this minute, but anyway, yes, so I'll try and vlog in the hopes that we don't get too much wind. Anyway, so yeah, Now I've completely forgot what the heck I was just about to say. Oh my god, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the chimneys. So, like I said, you can go online and you can check. Online. There's videos online, right, of the process they did when they were taking the chimneys down, like I said. And it wasn't like they took them down, because I think it was like concrete, you know what I mean? They weren't made out of stone blocks or brick or anything like that. It was concrete. And so, and again, from what I understand, obviously they didn't take them cheers. They didn't take them down in sections or anything like that, like, you know. Oh, flipping it, sorry, it's really dark. No, that's better. Yeah, so they didn't take them down in sections, and apparently the sort of reinforce, you know, the reinforcement, the rebar, and the concrete itself, apparently was so far gone that they couldn't risk trying to just, you know, patch them up or whatever, and you know, restore them or whatever sort of thing. From what I understand, they just couldn't do it. So, even though they were listed, and like I say, it just makes me wonder how the heck did they get around that then? How did they get around the fact that they were listed? But obviously there must have been some sort of exemption made because of safety, because they were going to obviously use this site. So, like I said, you can see the videos online. I'll try and find one of them and I'll put a link in the description, and you can see the process. It's really fascinating actually, because like I said, you know, they had this like round circular machine that was you know, encompassing the whole of the chimney, and then slowly but surely it was like smashing it. You know, you could sort of watch the process as it's smashing the concrete into like powder essentially, and then obviously there's a process of, you know, disposing of that, whatever, and like I said, and then they replaced them completely. Do you know what I mean? So they are actually not the original towers. But obviously they've recreated them almost, well, basically exactly the same as the originals. And I just find that really fascinating, you know, because, you know, in years to come, I wonder how many people will be aware of that fact. Do you know what I mean? And how probably more than likely over time people will think and talk about and say, oh look, there's the original towers and blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, strictly speaking, they're not. You know, obviously for safety and all the rest of it, you know, what can you do? If that's what the building, what's name says, that, you know, they're just too far gone, then you have to replace them, don't you? So, which is kind of sad in a way, you know what I mean? You want to try and keep, with something like this, you want to try and keep as many original features as possible, and let's face it, they're the most iconic features you're ever going to get on a building site. Let's be honest about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it is a shame that obviously they're not the originals, but, you know, they're still there. They're still iconic. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh well. Okay, folks. So, I'm just going to check out, see how we can, yeah, the ramp's still there, so there's sort of like a viewing platform up here. So, I'm surprised that I haven't got as much wind at the moment. That sounded kind of weird. Yes, I'm not farting too much at the moment. Sorry. Oh god, I'm a silly ass, aren't I? No, you know what I mean, in terms of like, because it is a rainy, windy day for the most part, but so far, yeah, maybe I'm speaking too soon though, eh? Right, let's go to the viewing platform. Let's see how they're progressing on this so far, at the front part anyway. This was a great big hole not that long ago. I did film it, but I've filmed it since then, and since it's got, you know, filled in and all the rest of it. But yeah, so we can see now the front of the place, see how it's progressing. Yeah, look. Holy moly, look at this, like a forest of cranes, man. A forest of cranes. Amazing. So yeah, like I said, I have no idea when the project will actually be finished. I'm sure there's something around that tells us, or I could easily find out online, I guess. And I would imagine, like with most massive projects like this, as you can see, this phase is done, and that's been for a little while. So obviously everything gets done in stages and phases. But when the power station itself will be finished, I have no idea off the top of my head. But yeah, man, that is so cool. Yeah. Yep. So there we go. Like I said, in fact, actually, I'm gonna zoom into these chimneys. I want to see if we can get a nice view of the new concrete. So, like I said, you know, that is all brand spanking new concrete. And I will try and find a link. I'll try and find the video and put the link in the description, showing the process, because there's about, well, at least I think I found at least 2 or 3 videos of the process they were using to take the chimneys down. Because like I said, there was talk of trying to dismantle them, take them down, and then refurbish that way, but like I said, it's chunks of concrete essentially. They're concrete, and it would have been just totally impractical and probably not even possible. So, like I said, brand spanking new chimneys. But anyway, yeah, cool. Right. So, I think for the time being, again as usual. Oh look, there's those wooden comfy chairs again. I love those chairs. They are the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat in, considering they're made out of slats of wood. Do you know what I mean? They really are. So yeah, I'd love to have one of those for my garden. Definitely. Right, so basically that's where we are. When I head back to work, I must check the time as well, by the way. I don't want another sort of what do I call it, power walk that I did yesterday to get back to work on time, and I just barely made it then. So that's where we are. That's where we got to get to. So that's 100 Victoria Street. That's where I've delivered stuff to before. So that's where we've got to head back to. It's not a million miles away from us, so we should be all right. And in terms of time, I'm not, like I say, I don't know what the time is off the top of my head right now. Shall we see if I can guess the time, shall we? I haven't done that for a little while. Well, a couple of days at least, or whatever. And of course then the wind comes along to spoil the day. Wait, oh, flipping heck. I can never get my hands on the watch. Right, okay, so I'm going to guess at... Hang on. I'm going to guess at about 8 o'clock. Ooh, look. I'm like, I don't know, 8 minutes, 9, maybe 8 minutes past 8. Ooh, I was close. I was close. You know, like I say, I'm usually pretty good at guessing the time, and I haven't looked at the clock. Last time I looked at one was when I was back at the shop, like I say, getting my coffee as usual. So, you know, and in that shopping area where you see me in the shopping area talking about the Stonehenge and what have you, if there is a clock in there, I didn't notice one. So, but like I said, I mean, the last time I saw the clock was when I got to work. So, and that was around about 7 o'clock. So, it's at least an hour since I last saw the clock. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying it's like, what's the name? And I'm not always spot on with it, but you know, I think I get pretty damn close. You know, so like I say, I was just 8 minutes out. I said 8 o'clock, it was 8 minutes past. Do you know what I mean? So, not bad. Yeah. And like I said, you know, I do seem to, more often than not, I get it near as damn it. You know what I mean? So, okay, so I think we'll head back towards work. Still got 2 hours, obviously, but I think we'll sort of head in that direction, because like I said, I must admit, I really don't want a repeat of yesterday, when I had to sort of walk all the way from, essentially from the South Bank, essentially, I think it's, yeah, about that, and then all the way back to work without stopping, and just power walked all the way because I was really running out of time yesterday. I just completely mistimed it because, like I say, normally I manage to, you know, time my little walks about and what have you pretty well. This is a long vlog actually, I've just noticed. Oops, here we go. Way, here comes the wind. I don't know how loud that is on there, guys. I've got the what I believe to be the microphone is on this side of me here, where this flip screen folds in. So, oops, nope, now the wind's coming in this direction, so it's probably going to hit that. Oh, great. See that? See, sometimes the buildings act like funnels, funneling the wind. Oh, great. Oh, it's really dark again. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so, you know, obviously the buildings at times act like funnels. Right, okay. I'm going to leave it there and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.